This guy solved one of the biggest challenges in coding, and the founders of ChatGPT started throwing millions at him. So this is Amjad, and in 2009, he's a computer science student in Jordan with a problem. Every time he wants to code, he walks to an internet cafe because he doesn't have his own computer. He sits down, he opens a browser, and he realizes he needs to spend an entire hour setting up his environment before he can start. He downloads programs, installs packages, he configures settings. By the time everything works, his session is almost over. The next day, the same cafe, the same problem, he has to set everything up again from scratch, and it's driving him crazy. While his classmates in America set up their environments once at home and forget about it, Amjad faces this nightmare every single time. And he starts to wonder why coding can't work like Google Docs. You just open a browser and you start typing. No downloads, no setup, nothing. And he looks around online and he discovers something shocking. Nobody has solved this problem. So he starts building the solution himself. Nights and weekends, he's writing code to make programming languages run inside web browsers. And this isn't supposed to work because browsers weren't designed for this. But Amjad keeps pushing and he's solving hundreds of problems, one tiny problem at a time. By 2011, he has a breakthrough and he figures out how to code directly inside your browser, and it goes absolutely viral online. The creator of JavaScript himself tweets about it, and suddenly this kid from Jordan is getting recognition from Silicon Valley legends. This attention gets him a visa to America, and he eventually moves to New York, and he's working at companies like Facebook, but he keeps working on his side project at the same time. For years, he's working on it. People eventually start using it to learn how to code, to build apps, to collaborate, but the server costs are getting really expensive. So he eventually applies to Y Combinator. He gets rejected, but he applies again. He gets rejected, applies again. He gets 4 rejections in total, and VCs won't even take meetings with him. And when they do take meetings, they sometimes fall asleep during the pitch. But something's about to happen that changes everything for Amjad. Paul Graham, who's the founder of Y Combinator, notices Amjad's work on Hacker News, and he emails Sam Altman, the founder of ChatGPT, saying this is extremely important. And Sam reaches out immediately to Amjad, and they invite Amjad for an interview. But by now, Amjad is frustrated. So what he does in his application is he submits a video link to Never Gonna Give You Up. So he basically rickrolled the entire Y Combinator team. And the partners are furious when they open up the link. They ask him, why did you rickroll us? And they demand during the interview for an answer. And Amjad at this point, he thinks he's blown it. But they end up accepting him anyways. During his time at Y Combinator, Amjad transforms his simple coding editor into something much bigger. And this becomes Replit. It's a complete environment where anybody can write, code, run, and deploy apps without any setup. No downloads, no configurations, nothing. You just open a browser and you build softwares. Teachers are using it inside their classrooms, and students are learning to code without any technical barriers. Today, entire platforms are built on Replit, and they scale to millions of users, and they can even sometimes reach 10 million in revenue in just 4 months. Have you ever used Replit?